If you in there, nigga, I'm ghost.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you want to see the full live stream that this video is from, click the link in the description down below. But before we get into this, make sure you thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get it. Now, originally I was gonna go with something like the Hill is back. I know I wanted to have something with Hill. We got Here We Go Again. You know, nice little. Now, if y'all are like, you should have went with the Hill is back, I guess I can just change the name. But for right now, I was like, it was between those two. I know I wanted to have something Hill in there, cause like I said, I don't use Snapchat. I mean, it's still on my phone, but Hill was part of my name. And then something else I had Hill. Oh, and then this is what I didn't remember when I was first thinking about Hill. I went back, gaming channel description down below. I went back and played a Call of Duty game, and then I noticed my clan tag. Usually it was always Hill, and then I switched it because people in my party started like copying this shit, and I'm like, okay, dude. So then I switched it, especially if I'm like, oh, hey, let's not try to seem like we're in the same lobby. There was 3 of them. One was BITW, best in the world, you know, saying CM Punk, and then the main one was Hill, and then I started using another one later on. But we got episode 1. Here we go again. So this one don't got any Smackdown, because Smackdown was, you know, just recapping 2023. And so this one we started with NXT. So first match, we got OTM versus Chase U. Now, like I said before, I don't really care that much for Chase U. Now, I wasn't here for the whole complete story, but I just remember just the backstage segments. It's nice that you're doing, you know, a lot more backstage segments than I've seen Raw or SmackDown do. Especially since y'all finished your little... One of my little complaints throughout everything that I was watching, there's too much tournaments. We had the Continental tournament for AEW. We got this... we're about to finish this tournament for the US title. We had the tournament for the Iron Survivor. I'm pretty sure we had I'm not too certain, but I'm pretty sure we had for the Women's Tag Team Championship tournament. Maybe not. And then there's like, we just had so many tournaments. So, but you know, I got a few notes down. Mans is wrestling in a preppy little sweater. Could not be me in the slightest. But I just want y'all to take a look at this. Hopefully they got it on here. You know, when I tried to show the little Booker T segment, I had to actually go to USA Network because they wanted to cut it out. They probably was like, oh, you know, they might think Booker T is this on some BS. But bruh said, I got this. And then, hold on, I actually got to put the headphones on for this. This is probably the only thing that I'm going to use sound on here. Unless I'm saying, oh, someone said this. He tags himself in. I got this, he says. We're about like 5 seconds away. Immediately gets bodied. So I think they do like a little team finisher. Maybe it looks good now, because there's a time when I said, ooh, good looking finisher for another NXT match, and I was like, oh, that shit kind of didn't look that good. Yeah, that shit. I'll be honest. Like I said, I'm about 4-5 weeks into this. I don't know how other people view that that team finisher. I'll be honest, that shit look trash. It looks trash. Just like a little basic back bump, like, stop it. Next we got Noam Dar versus Josh Briggs. OTM ended up winning that match, by the way. I put Metaphor has a fire entrance. Listen, that shit clean. That shit clean. I don't know how the faction is in general, but that entrance and shit cold. Hold on. Pull up that shit. Hold on. Look, this right here. You know what I'm saying? All the shit lighting up. Also, I'm not really big on the Heritage Cup. I mean, the rules are all right, I guess. I'm not a fan, or I don't hate on it. I just don't like the visual of someone being a champion and then they got like a little like cup. I know it's called the Heritage Cup, but still, when it's like wrestling, ideally I like for it to be a belt. And then I put boxing style match ? Oh, bruh, he hit the meanest clothesline for the first fall. And then also the commentator said, and this is not the first time that they did this, but stay for our picture-in-picture break and then play full like commercials. Oh, Noam Dar kicks Briggs in the face. Then a ref immediately says I need you in your corner after he just got kicked. Oh. And another thing I wasn't really rocking with, because usually when I'm doing this, when I'm watching this, I'm writing notes as well as watching it and either doing timestamps or editing. Or I'm cooking. We're going to get to cooking in a second. And I'm not even talking about if you smell. We're going to get to that too. So I just noticed while I'm trying to do the timestamps, and I'm trying to like look at my video and focus, Lash Legend, I don't know the other shorty's name, just spamming Scream. Spamming every single Scream emote that they got in their inventory. All in my ear. Meanwhile, like I said, I'm doing other things, so obviously I don't got the volume blasting. How are you destroying my ears on low volume? Imagine if I had my volume up. They must be stopped. Now, you know, they seem cool. Well, I don't know about the other shawty. I only know Lash Legend. She seemed cool so far. But you gotta stop spamming me with screams. Come on, get up! God, I don't even wanna attempt to do it, bruh. I do one scream emote, my voice is gone. Oh, it was a disqualification. And then, like I said, I was doing other things. I think I was probably writing down that they were screaming their lungs out. And I put DQ. I missed the interference, just like the ref. So I guess I could look at it right now. Oh, okay, then I didn't miss it. Cool. I thought he hit him first, and then he ended up grabbing the can or whatever the hell that is and hitting him. So I thought it was one of the spots where, hey, we're gonna distract him. This person hits him, and then when a ref catches him with the weapon, then the person who was basically defending themselves gets attacked. Next match, we got Cora Jade versus Carmen Petrovich. Shawty pulls up with a sword. I ain't gonna lie, that shit clean. I actually had an idea, and I was like, you know what would be a cool idea is if there's someone and then their whole like character was like them being like a knight or whatever, and so they go to the ring in like full armor. They got a sword and a shield. They walk down to the ring. You know, they take off their armor and then, you know, they put the sword somewhere else. You know, it don't have to be a sharp blade. And I was like, I don't know if they would actually do that. If they actually have swords anywhere near a wrestling ring. And I was like, ooh, and then maybe they could do like a little street fight match and then still have the shield and then use a kendo stick instead of the sword. Because obviously they're not going to bring, I don't care if it's sharp or not. They're not going to bring a sword in the ring. I thought about that. A couple days later, I see Drew McIntyre pull up with a sword, and then I see Shawty pull up with a sword. But listen, Cora Jade, I know you a fan. But she hit that CM Punk knee in the corner. Okay, I don't know if that's in your typical moveset or you just doing it because he returned. But hey, and I believe Karma Petrovich, Yeah, I think Cora Jade should be on like wearing a black shit. Carmen was over there looking like Starlight from The Boys. Look at the hold on. Look at this, bruh. Oh, they cut y'all out. They cut y'all out apparently, maybe. Yeah, they cut y'all out the show. I'm sorry. I guess Hulu does not like women because this is the second time that they cut y'all out of something when I'm trying to show you. It's not that important for me to pull up her to show you she looks like Starlight. Sorry. Blame Hulu, not me. And then I put W calling in the ring. Because it seems recently that I've noticed. I mean, only once where I was like, okay, yeah, she's definitely calling right there. Because I think I heard her say something, but I didn't know what she said. And then when she did the move, I was like, okay, so she said that. Let's just say spine buster. I might have heard. So I heard that, like for the us, like I heard that for the buster, but I didn't know what she said until I was like, oh, she said spine buster. That's just an example. But what I've noticed is, besides, hey, let's do this little, besides there's this little botch or whatever it may be, is, there's a lot of boom, 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 and doing this. And obviously we choreographed this in the back. And, that's cool. That's cool every once in a while. But when every match is doing it on every card, it's like, bro, come on, dude. For like 90% of the match, like this is my dream thing. We have our plan finished, our plan beginning, and we have, oh hey, we got these couple spots we done do in the middle, and let's go from there, bruh. But with Cora Jade, you can see you can, if you pay attention. I don't know if you're not paying attention, like if you don't know what to look for, would you see her calling spots? But I know what to look for, not all the time, but I'm like paying attention to see if anyone calls any matches, and you can see, okay, yeah, she's trying to call a spot right there. So, I appreciate that. I appreciate being able to, hey, we might have a start and a finish, but let's go how we're going to go through. But Cora Jade ended up taking a dub. Lexis King versus Riley Osborne. Breakout Stars semifinals. This is when you add that Negan clip.
Don't care.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I like Lexis King. I like his entrance. I like his ring gear. His aesthetic is all right. I mean, he's not bad in the ring, from what I've seen. But I just don't care. Like, the only backstage segment I've seen is when they recapped when you went and followed Trick Williams before he got attacked. Other than that, I don't know anything about like your character, bro. I don't know anything about who you're supposed to be. Riley Osborne ended up winning that. Next match, we got Braun Breaker versus Nathan Frazier. Nathan looked like a reject vigilante. Let me see what you look like, my boy. I know damn well they didn't cut no Braun Breaker out, so imagine they actually did. Oh, wow. I think they actually did. Yeah, they cut y'all out. Whoop, hold that L. But you look like a reject vigilante. Oh, I think he was like trying to back away, and then Braun had like pet his head like he a pet. Listen, at that point, we gotta throw the ones. I can't let you disrespect me like that. It's like when, if y'all ever seen the professor who be playing basketball, and then like he like throw the ball at your head. Nah, forget the game of basketball. We're fighting. We're done. We don't do this anymore. I'm throwing hands. And then I put Corbin watching a match, feud soon, ? So, it might be a feud between him and Braun Breaker soon. Who knows? If not, why did y'all even have that there? But Braun Breaker ended up taking that dub. I put 2 matches back to back. I don't care. First one was Obafemi versus Tavian Heights, Breakout Stars semifinals. Tavian Heights looked like Andre Layton from Snowpiercer. Make sure y'all go check out the reactions, by the way. And then the next match was Joe Coffey Is it Coffee? Versus Joe Gacy. So I think Joe Gacy was the one who was under the, when I said last time, looking like a fake ass Freddy Krueger. Oba Femi, he ended up winning that shit, the other match. And then Joe Gacy took the dub on this one. But they ended up having this little moment where I don't remember which. But first, one went over here and was like, I'm Joe, blah, blah, blah. I'm Joe, blah, blah, blah. Had a little altercation. And another person came up, I'm Joe, the other one. So I put, I'm Joe blank. Oh, he said, I'm Joe, blah. The first one said, I'm Joe, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you remember, or something like that. Make sure you remember me. So I put, I'm Joe blank. I won't remember you. Next match, we got Dijak and Eddie Thorne in an underground match. Now, they had some fire entrance. Dijak had the little, you know what I'm saying, screen go black and white. Some Sin City shit. I think when they usually announce, they say from Sin City. One of the NXT stars they say that for. Eddie Thorpe. But, hold on. Damn, they went for a while. You know what I'm saying? He got his little black and white thing going on. Oh, I think it was just the music for him. Dun, 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 dun. And it was lit because, like, everyone's on the ring, like, you know what I'm saying, beating on the ring. And we're going to talk about, like, everyone getting together during a song for an entrance later on. But, you know, it was lit. And the reason why I had to specify underground match, well, one, for the video, but two, the thing was like I said, I'm trying to make this a goal in the future. Once again, I was like, what's like a good, you know, match idea? Cause like that's one thing. I'm sorry, AEW, that's one thing that y'all taking L's on. WWE just got so many W's. Like they've been here for years. And it's like if you do one of their matches, that's not like obviously like a staple just to like obviously you can do ladder matches and shit like that, but like if you do like a Royal Rumble type shit, even though I think y'all just did something similar to that in the World's End, they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, hey, you just stole that idea. They can't do Money in the Bank, they can't do Royal Rumble, they can't do Survivor Series. Like you can't do certain things. You could do ladder matches and stuff like that, but you can't do Money in the Bank. So I'm like, what's something like they could think, even if like I'm not a part of the creation, I'm just thinking about like what can they do that would be different? And I was like, ooh, what if they had like, what my idea wasn't similar like exactly like this, but I was like, what if they like, it might be like too difficult to do, but what if they took off the ropes? And then instead I was gonna be like, you know, oh, maybe they'll have superstars surrounding, but maybe they do like certain thing where it's like wrestling is like, you know, normal wrestling rules, but also like rules of like, you know, sumo wrestling, you know, kind of like blended together. And then they get the preview of like, this match is happening next week, which was, well, technically 2 weeks ago. And then, you know, the match happened this week. But yeah, fire entrances. Listen, Dijak was getting redder than Eddie's ring gear. Like 5 minutes in, it's like every 30 seconds he'll go back to his normal skin tone and then just be completely red from head to toe again. And I put a fire match, it could have been shorter. Yeah, it was a pretty good match, but I felt like I said, it's long as shit. And it's longer because there was commercial breaks. I think they had 2 commercial breaks during this, but they most definitely had one commercial break. On the AEW Dynamite, we had Jon Moxley versus Jay White versus Swerve Strickland. Now, I never noted before because obviously I was bare bones. I didn't even really do much when it came to AEW last week. I never got the note that, you know, Swerve Strickland's entrance and, you know, Prince Nana's dancing. I'm be honest. Like, not when this happened. Like, when Dynamite happened last week, I already, like, seen his entrance before. But there's, like, a good, like, 2 days where that shit was just every night before going to sleep. That song was playing in my head and I'm just thinking about the dance. And, you know, they ended up bringing a fight into the crowd. I said, I miss seeing fights in crowds. They rarely do it. If anything, like, for instance, you know, I'm very new to AEW. But in terms of WWE, what they typically would do will have them, like, they might fight for a couple seconds, but they'll just have them run to one side, or maybe they'll be out there. The point is, the main thing that they're doing in the crowd is running. They're not, like, fighting in the crowd. I miss, you know, seeing those, like, seeing Jeff Hardy Swanton Bomb off, you know what I'm saying? Or seeing, like, Rock and Mankind fighting in the crowd. Like, those are moments that, like, I remember fondly. I put Jay White, bruh, half the match Jay White was AFK. Now, he might have pulled back up into the mix during commercial break, but most of the match that was televised, mans was AFK, nowhere to be seen. And then I put W kick from Swerve. Oh yeah, he did. I think that's his actual moves. I think that's actually move set, and not like he just did a cool little kick. It was kind of like a little 1-2 joint. So I don't know his moveset. Like, I've seen the entrances, his entrance, but I didn't see him wrestle that much. I think, wait, who did he go against? I forgot who he went against in the Continental Classic. It might have been Jon Moxley. But then, oh yeah, Moxley, man's hit a curve stump. He had to hit a little salute, you know? And if I'm mistaken, did Seth hit his moves? Hit his move recently? Hit the Jon Moxley move? I don't remember, but I specifically remember that curb stomp. And I put Moxley refuses to lose. He ended up winning the match. I don't think he lost a single match in the Continental Tournament. I've never really, like I said, one of the reasons why I was comfortable stepping away from watching wrestling was because, hey, CM Punk left, they're burying Dolph Ziggler, and then besides women's wrestling, which was just really starting to get up there, who do I have to look forward to? And I was like, okay, you know, the Shield is breaking up. The fans were wanting Dean Ambrose. The company was wanting Roman Reigns. And I was wanting to see Seth Rollins. I never really cared for Dean Ambrose like that. And so I'm not really like a Jon Moxley guy. Like, I don't dislike him, but I'm you know, he's someone that's like, okay, that's a cool person to have around. Not have around like friends, but I'm saying like have around on the match card, but I'm not striving for him to be champion. Push him. Like, if he has this little push, okay, cool. I'm not gonna be like, hey, stop pushing him unless y'all spam it, like y'all kind of did in this Continental tournament. But, you know what I'm saying? I like Swerve Strickland, man. Sammy Guevara gets saved by Jericho, and then gets saved by Sting and Darby Allin. And then I could tell Sammy wasn't cool with them then. Now listen, I knew Sammy strictly because this was another thing that got me to, you know, start watching AEW. So I guess shout out to you, Sammy. They had a little joint on HBO Max. Like, if they had AEW on a streaming service, I would have already been on it. But they had a little thing, and it was like 10 episodes, and then the main people that was in there was Sammy Guevara, and I forgot his baby girl name. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And then those were the main two people, and then every now and then I think it was Adam Cole, and then they had Britt Baker. But the main two people was that couple. And then, you know, they had some Ruby Soho. And who else? Whoever broke her nose. I can't remember. That's who was the main people in there. So that's all I knew about Sammy. But when he walked out, I could just tell that he was not rocking with them and there was about to be a turn. I didn't know any previous backstory. And, you know, apparently, I think I wrote it down right here. Apparently, my man's is spamming like heel and face turns like he's Big Show. But the reason I could tell that he wasn't cool with them was when he walked out, the non-Callis family was like spamming like cheering emotes like too much, and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a thing of like, yeah, welcome back, Sammy, and then, wait, no, you're turning on us? So I just knew what time it was. But I also put some notes that I meant to say. Luther, I don't know what your role is. I just put Tony Storm's butler. He took a bump, but he took a W. I forgot which kind of bump he took. But then, listen, you know, it seems every clip that I see that he's in, he's carrying Tony Storm in one way or another. Hey, you may take that bump, but that's a W. And then I love how they don't spam commercials like WWE. They made sure for one segment to not have any commercials at all. But then you know damn sure that they spammed commercials in their own main event. Next match we had Daniel Bryanson versus Eddie Kingston. I put a W corner camera. I think within like the first like 2 minutes, Bryan Danielson was thrown into the corner, and then I think you know, there was like, you know, fighting in the corner, and then they had the little camera like from the ring corner facing in. That's it. Listen, they need to. A thing that I feel like should be added is different like camera angles. Also, a thing that y'all should do is, I've been noticing, and some indie shows been doing it too, but I don't think they do it like every other thing. Maybe for special events, or maybe for house shows, get into some VR cameras. Like, imagine watching a show, but in VR. Hey, so that's a cool little idea, man. I put they love their chops. You know, Bryan Danielson was getting his chops in, but Eddie Kingston, you know, he spammed them. Hey, so far he spammed them every match. He spammed them. That's his hit triangle button. He spammed that shit. Or if you're on Xbox, that's his hit X button. Spamming. Oh, flips him off after. Oh yeah, that shit was cold. Bryan Danielson was sitting there talking crazy, stuffing my man's out, and he hit one of these. I said, "Oh yeah, that shit was clean." And then, you know, Eddie Kingston ends up winning, and Moxley and Eddie get the little promo battle going. And I put Eddie got that squeaker voice. When he started speaking in this promo, I chuckled a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie, I chuckled a little bit. But the next match we had Chris Statlander versus Sky Blue. Her little entrance, I said W Chris guitar strings. the guitar strings on her entrance, shit's clean. I put that move off the top rope to end the match, looked vicious. Next match, we had MJF and Samoa Joe versus Two Masked Men. 60-minute timer. Meanwhile, like we got like 10-15 minutes left. I said that's cap. That was my first red flag indicator right there. Next thing you know, it cuts to Samoa Joe, after getting jumped. Now, the first complete program, like I said, the first program I watched, it was the first match between Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. The first full program I seen, okay, that I remember specifically, started with Samoa Joe starting the show. And he's talking about, oh, we didn't see you get jumped. So when it cuts to him and we didn't see him get jumped, I'm like, that was my second red flag indicator. So I put, seen that Samoa Joe heel turn coming. And then also the final thing that I was like, yeah, this is for, okay, so he pulls up, he has a steel chair, cause you know, MJF was like, I'm gonna fight regardless. Next thing you know, he's doing the tag match, and then he starts getting jumped, and then Samoa Joe pulls up with a steel chair. So then I'm not sure, but I think they go onto the ramp, and then I don't think they displayed the devil just yet, but they go onto the ramp, and then they're just facing off. MJF walks a little forward. Devil comes on the screen. Pause. And then even before it says, message ends up saying, pleasure working with you or doing business with you, something along those lines. MJF walking forward. Listen, I just mentioned Seth Rollins a minute ago. I'm getting PTSD from that Shield betrayal. He got a steel chair in hand. It's basically, you could kind of put those frame by frame, side by side, and they damn near the same thing. They just switch out the people. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, MJF, Samoa Joe. I knew that was coming. Then it said, pleasure doing business with you or pleasant working with you or something like that. Boom, it's over with. And so that's how we ended the show. We get to AEW Rampage. So we get the reunion, Jericho and Sammy Guevara segment. And then this is where I heard. So at this point, this is when after they had his little reunion with Jericho, I heard Sammy in the Big Show is the Big Show of AEW. So then we get a Ruby Soho versus Marina Shafir. Oh, at the beginning of the match, Shawty took off her shoes and socks. I was like, okay, they really think she about to be in the octagon or something. So I put WTF. Zarah turned into the Flash in the crowd. Yo! And then that ended up domino effect leading into a win by roll up by Ruby Soho. But she caused a little distraction, and then she had Shafir had someone ringside as well. Started chasing Zarah through the crowd. So it's hard cam. You see Zarah, I shit you not, 2 seconds later, zoom, she's on the other side of the screen, bro. I'm like, damn, bitch, you fast as shit. Listen, I thought no one could beat me in a race. She might have got it. I don't know, man. Then we had Matt Sydal versus Wheeler Yuta. Pure rules match. And then I put, WTF? Is that Evan Bourne? I'm going to be honest. I wasn't familiar because not like I said, but when I started watching again, so this will be my third time watching again. The other time wasn't my fault why I stopped watching. I just never knew what to look up. When I started watching again, Evan Bourne was towards the end of his run in WWE. I think he had maybe 1 or 2 years, and even then he wasn't really getting screen time like that. And wasn't he in a tag team with Tyson Kidd, and then Tyson Kidd had to retire? I'm not sure. That one I'm not too sure about. But I just remember we didn't really have him really on television like that when I started watching again. So I'm like, hold up, is that Evan Bourne? And then I looked it up. It was him. I put right here Shakespeare at the park backstage watching Rugrats. Oh, damn. And I said to myself, I'm not going to forget what I'm talking about right here. Okay. So there's a backstage segment. I don't know what Homeboy's name was. But I'm pretty sure Renee was interviewing someone. I think it was the Ruby Soho match. And they're talking about, it was someone. Someone was like, hey, why weren't you there to help? And then maybe Saraya didn't go to the ring with Ruby Soho and ended up coming there later on. I don't remember what it was. But this little backstage segment, and it was like, oh, what were you doing? It was like, what were you watching Shakespeare at the park? You was instead of helping your friend, you was backstage watching Rugrats. And just his delivery with that, just all nonchalant, shit had me dying. But don't remember who he's talking to, so that's tough. And don't even know his name. He black though, that's all I know. The main event. Trios match for Orange Cassidy, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta? Something like that. Action Andretti and Top Flight. It's a good match, decent match. And I put Cassidy has a fire theme and character. See, that's the thing. So Orange Cassidy is probably the only one that I've had no prior knowledge of, and I've seen clips of them. I'm gonna be honest, I think when I seen the clip, because it looked like it was recorded ringside, I think when I seen the clip, I didn't even know if it was AEW or not. I didn't even know if it was AEW, NXT. I knew it wasn't Smackdown or Raw. I knew that for sure. But I couldn't see any logos or anything like that. It looked like it was ringside. It could have been a camera, a fan cam zoomed in. And seeing the whole concept of him putting his hands in his pocket and and also, when I don't know if everyone announces it like that, but it was weighing in at whatever from wherever. I was like, oh no, that's kind of cool. I like how I like when there's a thing of, hey, this is not the actual person's whatever, ironically, but we put it there for the character. So I think for Dijak, they said from Sin City, and for whatever for Orange Cassidy, to for his character. I like when they do things like that. And then his theme's cool too. Surprisingly, it's a good thing they did that instead of just having him walk out to the ring and nothing. Not a nothing, pause. But with not a theme at all. We got AEW's World 10. Now listen. I'll be honest, I did not see it. I seen clips from matches and clips from segments, and that's it. I ain't buying no pay-per-view. I ain't never buy a pay-per-view a day in my life. Even WWE. Even when I was watching like crazy. I just don't got money bro. I can't be I can't be dropping $60 for a pay-per-view multiple times a year. The only pay-per-view that I had was the DVD of Unforgiven 2003. And that was the only thing that I could watch in a time period that I stopped watching because I didn't know what to look for. But I knew I had this DVD of Unforgiven 2003. I remember specifically rewatching multiple times Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton, Kane versus Shane McMahon. But wrote in. I just wrote a couple notes. Now, number one, we got Tony Storm. Tony Storm retains. I'm gonna be honest. I seen like a little bits and pieces, and then I sent it to my phone. I knew it wasn't gonna be there, but I was like, just in case, because I was doing. I think I was like about to stream or something, but someone was putting whole matches on Twitter. I'm gonna be honest. They was putting whole matches on Twitter. I was gonna watch them joints. It's simple, but then they were taken down by the time I got to it. Next, we got the Jericho allegations. Now, I just want to preface this by saying I might not have heard of every single detail like that was released. Obviously, we haven't heard every detail. But from what I've heard... Okay, no. Besides one singular thing. From what I've heard, there's... actions shouldn't be taken by the company towards Jericho from what I have heard from the details I have been given. Now, the one detail where I'm like, okay, not that is, there's one, and this was not a detail that like, hey, this was thrown out there, or maybe it is, but the one thing is like, oh, hey, Jericho got her out of there. But a lot of people are saying that's not true. So that's the reason why I said it might be a detail. But I only heard that from a couple people. And most people are saying that that's not, of the things that has been said, that's incorrect. Now, so this is what I've heard. What I heard, if anything, if any action should be between Jericho and his wife. Even if we want to say, hey, no, he should pay in some sort of way. If his wife says no, that's a no-go, he's going to get destroyed in court regardless. So he's going to pay whatever consequence from that marriage. Now, what I've heard was, oh, hey, pull up. And then Jericho made a move on her, and then that's all I heard. I don't know who old girl is. And then I don't know how long after that she left the company. But I don't see how that's like, people are trying to make it seem like he held her down and then said, you're gonna, like, no. Now, that could have happened, but I've not heard any of that. From what I've heard is, hey, he tried to make moves. I don't even know if the report said she went for it or she didn't go for it. But he tried to make moves, and that's what the situation was from the details that I got. But everyone's trying to make it seem like he's taken her against her will. That's something that I don't rock with. I don't rock with that at all, bro. Now, if you want to say, hey, he should be fined because the employee handbook states this, and this action will be taken the first time, this action will be taken the second time, and the third time you're fired, blah blah blah, whatever it may be. Okay, in terms of whatever company, because that's like if I'm at work and I like try to, spit game at a coworker, you're gonna be like, oh, hey, well, that Austin guy, he needs to be fired. He get him out of here. No, that's stupid, bruh. Legal action taken against someone because they mingled with a coworker. Like I said, I just presented the details that I got. Hey, come up to this room. Tried to make a move. I don't think that from the details that I got, if she said yeah, yay or nay. He's married. That has nothing to do with the company. And then she left, but I don't know how long after that scenario. But now back to our normal broadcast. Samoa Joe. I'm not going through every single match on World's End. People was flaming it enough. Hey bro, people listen. Like there might have been some details I didn't hear about. Motherfuckers was really booing Jericho, bro. If you don't get out of here with that stupid shit, you dumbass. Oh, NDA, and that was another thing. I only remember that specifically because someone had a sign. I'll be honest, that shit was not the scenario, but the sign was a funny play on the words. It was like World's NDA, because World's End, and then they put World's NDA. That was a good one. I can't even lie at that one. But Samoa Joe defeats MJF, and Adam Cole is the devil. Some people love it, some people hate it. I've never seen Adam Cole in the ring, so I wouldn't know what to think of. And if I could be honest with you. Now, listen, I'm not even gonna say that. Actually, fuck it. What got my eyes at AEW was first Jericho, ironically, and then mainly CM Punk. So I'm like, oh, I was contemplating, should I? I don't know if he even still wrestles to the same degree, if he still has it, or if he's looking like, I don't know, whoever's old that comes back and just doesn't have it anymore. I don't know. Next thing you know, he's fired, and I'm trying to like, oh, what happened? Like, I took too long to start watching again. And then, I'll be honest, I kept confusing Adam Page and Adam Cole. I'm sorry. And I was like, wait, wasn't... Like, I didn't even know that him and Cole Cabana weren't friends anymore, CM Punk. And so I'm like, wait, weren't him and Adam Cole cool? And so I was confusing the two at the time. So I'm like, wait, weren't they cool? And then was it weren't him and Cole Cabana cool? And then weren't him and Seth Rollins cool? So that's I was already like a little sour that I was like, oh, okay. I just was confusing the two. And so, but still, I just haven't seen Adam Cole wrestle a match. We got Raw day one. Maybe they don't have to do it every show, but I liked how they had the commentators open the show like with a live microphone in the ring. Now, y'all don't have to do that every Raw and every SmackDown, but I actually like that, man. I actually like that. Even for like, especially if you don't have Vince McMahon coming out to the ring and, hey, welcome to Monday Night Raw, or someone for, oh, let's get ready to rumble, like whatever it may be. If you don't have someone actually opening the show, I think that's a good idea have the announcers do it. Especially like if you're in the arena, you get to hear the same like recaps and introductions as people who watching it at home. But the first match we had Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax. Now I'm pretty sure Nia Jax during this I don't even know if they had this. You know, hey, you saw at NXT, they like to cut out the women's matches. But they've been hyping this one up. No way y'all cut this one out. Alright. But Nia Jax, she hit a bye bitch. I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not about to hold up. I'm not about to go through this whole match to try to find that. But she hit Becky Lynch with a bye bitch. But she hit a Samoa drop off the top rope or middle rope or whatever. When I tell you that is the closest that I've seen. Okay, that one I could do. That is the closest I've seen someone like get to a 3 count. I'm gonna let y'all get the sound for this one so you can hear like the counting. Okay. Okay, bruh. Yo, listen, when I tell you that is one of the closest, like, almost 3 counts I ever seen. Man's hands was like this, bruh. It was like this. The audience damn near said 3. And her arm shot out just at the right time. But yeah, Becky Lynch ended up biting it with a clean right hook off the top rope, and then with Annihilator. And I put maddest fans reactions. Little did I know what was coming up next. But I put maddest fan reactions. You see everyone, whoa, mad as hell. People crossing arms. Everyone mad, looking like everyone in the crowd was looking like that girl when Miz won the title, like these. And I put Bloody Becky. You know what I'm saying? They just cut to her face red as shit, and not like how Dijak's face was. Then we get Kofi and Jay versus Imperium. Now, when I said about the Lash Legend situation, you know, they were screaming in the airs or whatever, and I was talking about, we'll come back to the cooking in a second. It seems like every time that I cook, like, it's just like I just can't watch wrestling while cooking. Every time that I do, some sort of injury, whether a work or not, happens. First was the whole little thing with Dragunov in NXT. I literally turned away to like, let's say, turn up the stove or turn down the stove or stir it or whatever. Turn back, and then I just see Dragunov like these. Then, next thing you know, let's say throwing away the box that the pasta was in or something like that, and then I turn to see like the ref like say something or do a signal, and then the official, the doctor, comes in the ring. I'm like, bro, it's like, for instance, there's a guy I used to work with. I had to tell him, bro, you gotta stop eating, because every time he went to make himself something to eat or took 1 or 2 bites, we immediately just started getting destroyed. Tickets out the wazoo. It's like this scenario. I guess I just gotta stop cooking anytime there's a match on. Someone's in danger, whether it's a work or not. Then we get a break talking about CM Punk at Madison Square Garden. Why did we have to go to YouTube to see that? Granted, you're probably trying to get him, like, can't you just send him to the Performance Center? And if anything, we can see him, like, you know, going, like, running the ropes at the Performance Center with, like, people who want to, like, take pictures with him and shit like that. People who are friends with him. But we gotta go to YouTube to see, you know what I'm saying? And was it even a scheduled match? Also, one thing I heard is, if you want to go see it live, go see a house show instead of a live show. But we get R-Truth on Miz TV, and I put Phil's Nostalgic. The reason I said that is right around the time when I started watching again. I'm pretty sure those two were feuding. Like, they were tag team partners, and then, you know, they tagged against The Rock and John Cena. We'll talk about it in a second. And then I think the Miz turned on R-Truth. I don't remember. But I just remember, or maybe it was R-Truth, because R-Truth, I'm pretty sure R-Truth was heel. Because I remember him, like, being, like, going crazy, talking about Little Jimmy and shit like that. And I was like, oh. So that's why I said it feels nostalgic. And then You already know. Soon as Dom put his mouth up to the mic, you know they spamming boo emotes. Dom proceeds to say, after getting interrupted so many times, because they're talking about, I remember you in 2023 doing blah blah blah. So he said, I remember you spinning boo 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 2023 boo 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 boo, spinning it on your back. Everyone's booing. Hold on, whoa, getting destroyed. Whoa, pause, my boy, pause. What do you mean by that? Listen, and you best not have cut this out, because when he said that, I was like, please tell me you're gonna save that, Dom. Then he put the getting destroyed. I'm like, hey yo. So you know everyone's spamming boo emotes. Can't even speak.
Spending it on your back.
Hey yo.
On your back.
And they keep saying it.
Getting destroyed.
Do I even have to say it? I'll say it. Pause.
Pause.
Hey, Dom was real dirty right there. Ayo on that right there. Pause. Then we had the funny little moment where, you know, because, you know, obviously our truth is in Judgment Day, and JD isn't. I'm be honest, I'm not really a big fan of JD. Be honest, he kind of remind me of James Ellsworth. I think that's what his name, with the chin. Where like I just don't take him serious. I mean, he could be the coolest wrestler, who knows, but I just don't take him serious. But there was like, oh, we should have a tag team match, you know, reunion of Awesome Truth, blah blah blah. And then it was like oh, I got a team against blah blah blah. He's like, I'm not he was like, I'm not tagging with JD. It's like, no, you're on my team. So that leads up to a match. Now this is another moment where a commercial break was just like, what the fuck? So they say, hey, we're gonna do a match now. Have a little moment. They fight a little bit, and they cut the commercial. So meanwhile, I'm thinking, we still got the setup here. We're about to take the set down, get the match ready, get the referee out here. They come back to commercial. The match is already started. I was like, oh, I didn't know we started the match already. Okay, whatever. And so then now they got to explain. R-Truth said he's in a neutral corner because, well, I wish I could have seen that. R-Truth said he's in a neutral corner because, you know, he likes Miz, but, you know, he's in the Judgment Day. And then, I shit you not, I wrote, came back from break 2 minutes into the match. Like, we came back from break after they already started the match. Within 2 minutes, they went to commercial break again. Awesome Truth ended up winning that one. So, we get Ivy Nile versus Rhea Ripley. Now, Ivy Nile, like, listen, she about 3 feet, but the bitch built like these. You know what I'm saying? I like Rhea Ripley. If she doesn't use her reach, like IRL, if she don't use her reach or like her size, Ivy Nile going crazy. Listen, she swole. Listen, hey man. But there's a spot like little NXT thing with Fallon Henry last week. Not really a big deal, but you see she struggled trying to get under no, hold up. Get under Rhea in the corner. I'm trying to think. Oh, get over Rhea. Okay. So Rhea sent her to the corner, and then she was trying to get over Rhea, and you know she kind of struggled a little bit. No big deal. There's a moment where they, on the left side of the screen, if you're on the hard camera, on the closest to the hard cam, they're in that corner, and Ivy now is on the top rope. She hits a crossbody. The shit was mid as hell, I'm gonna be honest. But, you know, through some maneuvering later on, I think within the same 30 seconds, Rhea hits a clean ass boot. Meat had her slept a little bit. And I put Rhea was spamming "Are you kidding me?" So it's like everyone was spamming something. Lash Legend and the other shorty in NXT, they was spamming scream emotes. During the segment with when Nia Jax won, and another segment later on, the crowd was spamming boos, just like they spamming boos when Dom was on when he was on the whenever he tries to open his mouth. What was the other one? Oh, Eddie Kingston spamming chops. Rhea Ripley was spamming "Are you kidding me's?" Before they cut to break, she's thrown out of the ring. She's like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" She does it like 3 times. Because I remember in the middle of the second one, they cut the audio off. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. You couldn't just let her finish that "Are you kidding me?" before you fade to black. And it went to picture in picture. And then there's a moment where it was after the boot. 1, 2. And she goes to the ref like 4 times. "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" Then saying to herself, "Are you kidding me?" So she's spamming those emotes. I don't know if she does that typically, but she did it in that match. So if you're looking at the hard camera, furthest away on the right, Ivy now hits a clean ass off the second rope, clean ass German suplex on Rhea Ripley. Damn near looked like Rhea broke her neck how she felt. Listen, I'm be honest. That's one of the power drivers and German suplexes are the last moves I would ever want to take ever. I'd rather fall off a ladder and Money in the Bank. Simple. Hard camera, closest one on the right. Ivy now gets up top. I think she looked like she about to, you know what I'm saying, hit another mid-ass crossbody. Something. Jumps off. Rhea hits her with a mean-ass headbutt. That's another thing I wouldn't want to take, a headbutt. Even though it's probably doesn't touch, I don't even want to take chances. I would never do a headbutt in a fight anyway. But Rhea ended up retaining. That was for the title, by the way. Now we got the announcement. Hold on. We got the announcement of a former world champion returning. Okay, I knew it wasn't him, but I put hopefully Dolph Ziggler. You know what I'm saying? I got CM Punk back. I couldn't get Dolph Ziggler back. That's tough. Even though y'all are still going to completely bury him. But next thing you know, I'm like, okay, it's probably not going to be him. I was just hoping him. I'm thinking, okay, who could it be? I feel like they wouldn't hype up The Rock. So I'm not really thinking it's The Rock. And then I'm like, I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's either going to be The Rock, Batista, and then there's another one. I forgot the other one. And then, or if not that, some other women's world champion. Next thing you know, music plays. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't here for the whole revamp of Jinder Mahal, revamp of Drew McIntyre. I just remember looking back. What? That's Drew McIntyre? Listen, they don't look like the same people from when I remember them in 3MB. And so, when the music hits, I literally have no idea who's making. I'm like, who is this? I'm like, okay. And you just see the crowd reaction, just instant. Everyone was just disappointed. So meanwhile, music's playing. They don't cut. They're showing fan reaction. They know what time it is. They know this is about to be memed. Show fan reaction. And Next thing you know, camera cuts to the entrance. I see Jinder Mahal. I literally slap my hand on the table, get up, and burst out laughing. This is literally what happened. I bursted out laughing. Why was that so funny? Because you already know how this all started off with speculations and rumors and stuff like that in Triple H's tweet. So I seen a post. Look, bro, if you don't, dude. So I seen a post. And when I put this on YouTube, I'll put it on the screen. So hold on, The post says, fans, OMG, Batista will be the ex-WWE champion on Raw. Other fans, it's definitely The Rock. Triple H, actually. And so I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny, LOL. And so when that happens, I'm like, no way that they did that. And I'm like, that's my first reaction. Like, no way that they did that. That's actually hilarious that they hyped it up like it was like that. So then, and there's also another post, but we're going to get to that in a second. So then I literally wrote it right here. Literally at the top of the thing. Hold up. If you can see it, it says maybe red herring. So I'm like, maybe they're trying to be like, because no way that they're going to hype this up in a Jinder Mahal. That's when Jinder Mahal came back, I knew that people wasn't really rocking with it. It's like, no way that that's the case. And then I came across this tweet. How much you want to bet that Jinder Mahal is the former WWE champion, Swerve, the actual former WWE champion, about to come out and beat the brakes off him. Triple H ate slick. I'm familiar with this game. So right before I read that one, I wrote down, but I thought in my head. I knew it wasn't Jinder Mahal when he said, I will unify you. So when he said, I'll unify you, I knew it was gonna be unified for everyone to hate you. I don't know if that was intentional. I don't know if that was in his, hey, this is the promo that you're saying, or he came up with that, whatever it may be. I just knew I am here. I am the unifier. Someone else is coming out. I knew off rip. So it went from a maybe to I knew definitely when he said I will unify you. Next thing you know, if you smell what the Rock, everyone jumps out their seats. And the Rock is back. The Rock, cut in his promo, he says, we all love the Iron Sheik. No, he's like, I love the Iron Sheik. We all love the Iron Sheik, right? And everyone's cheering. Meanwhile, there are kids in the crowds. Bruh, you telling me I still got R-Truth on my screen. You telling me little Jimmy's in the crowd know who the Iron Sheik is? Stop it. And then, he's cutting his promo. He's about to, he's continuously attacking verbally Jinder Mahal, and he says, wait, what's that, Sheik? He's like, no, I'm getting to it. And when he said that reminded me of the God? Bob? But my name is Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is. Oh, and then I put, how come they can spam douchebag, but CM Punk's one singular douchebag gets censored? So if y'all don't know what I'm talking about. So he said, you are a day one douchebag. Has the crowd singing, day one douchebag, day one douchebag, day one douchebag. And I noticed that when a crowd says, holy shit, they let the first one go. Sometimes they let the second one go. But after the third one, anytime, it just takes me out of it when it's just like, holy shit, holy shit. And then the commentators are speaking. Like, y'all can't even just go commentator's voice only. The commentators will be in the middle of saying something. The match audio will be in the middle of like hearing people slam on the map or whatever. Just holy bleep out, holy bleep out everything, holy bleep out everything. So he says day one douchebag. He says douchebag like maybe a few times. He has the crowd spam day one douchebag, day one douchebag. But meanwhile, when CM Punk's like nonsensical douchebag yes men like John Laurinaitis who gonna tell him everything he wants to hear. And I like to think. Okay, but anyways, that one got censored. Now I don't know if it's just the clip that I've seen or if it was actually censored on YouTube, but I just remember specifically because I know the pipe bomb damn near by heart. The first monologue I ever done was CM Punk's pipe bomb. Yeah, so then what else? Okay, so we get our little tease. The Rock says, where should I eat? So I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm like, all right, bro, you kind of stretching it. I'm thinking maybe he's going somewhere. I'm like, maybe he's like saying like, cause he's like, The Rock's gonna eat. And when The Rock eats, San Diego. So I'm thinking maybe he's like, should he come back for him? Cause he's like saying it like he's about to ask a question. And I'm thinking he's about to say, should I come back for a match? Oh shit. Or should he go to Smack? Or I'm thinking, okay, yeah, he's gonna say something like he's gonna be back here, and it's not just like a one little time thing, especially when they announce a former WWE champ's returning. That's another reason why I didn't think it was The Rock, because I'm like, why would they put out these rumors and announce it for The Rock just to like say a couple things for a second and just have a little segment with Jinder Mahal. He says, where should The Rock eat? Should he eat what do you say? At a booth? I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? At this point, I'm about to clown him. I'm like, what are you saying right now? And I'm like, okay, should you eat at a booth? And for some reason, I'm thinking, I'm in my head, I'm thinking chair. I'm like, what the? I'm not getting it at first. Then she says, should he eat at the bar? Then when he says, yeah, The Rock loves eating at the bar, or should he? So I'm like, okay, blah blah, the table, and that was the second time I said chair, and I was like, where is he going with this? Then I said table. I was like, oh shit. Or should The Rock eat at the head of the table? Crowd goes crazy. At the moment when he says The Rock loves the bar, or should he? I was like, where is he going? Oh, table. I don't know why that didn't click for me when I worked at restaurants, bruh. I know, hey, you're not talking about the chair. Hey, table, booth. I don't know why that didn't click for me until that moment. So, after that happened, we get a women's tag team match with Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler versus Natalya and Tegan Nox. So put Tegan Nox has, fire ring gear. I don't know what this little thing means. It's cool, I guess. It has some personality. But Michael Cole proceeds to say this. Michael Cole proceeds to say, this tag team impressed me, but all I've ever seen them do is lose, bruh. He didn't say the other part. He just said this tag team impressed me. So I'm thinking he's talking about Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. And he says this pairing of Natalya and Tegan Nox. I've seen like 3 or 4 matches. They've lost every single one of them. I've never seen them win a match. And so maybe they won when I wasn't watching. And I remember when I was watching, Natalya did nothing but lose either. It's like she's not even a heart at this point. Like, bruh, I think legacy, wrestlers would at least get, some sort of... Has she won? I don't recall her ever winning a championship, a rumble, or anything. I was surprised that when I returned, that she was still in the company. I was like, wow, okay. So, next match. Oh, yeah, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler end up winning that one. Obviously. I didn't even have to say that, but I thought I should just say it, We get Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre in our main event for the championship. So Drew McIntyre does an entrance, goes to commercial break. We come back. They do the recap of Drew McIntyre's losing it. And then it shows, you know, hey, Sami Zayn is getting stitches, and it cuts to Drew McIntyre's face of him like watching it. And so he's like you can see that he's obviously like what we just watched 2 seconds ago just happened on the screen. And he was like, he deserved it, or he asked for it, or something like that. Then Seth Rollins comes out. When I talked about the underground match with NXT, something that I cringe very much so is when they do two things during Seth Rollins' thing. During the thing, I don't have hey, you could do it all the time during his match. I don't care. That's not what I'm talking about. When they sing his theme, not at the time when you're supposed to, or they do it off beat. They don't, from what I've seen, they don't really do it off beat that much. But I cringe when like, burn it down. Oh, it hasn't even got to that part yet. Why are you singing already? It's like if another one. It's like if Cody Rhodes went out there and every 5 seconds they're like, whoa. No, that's not when the whoa goes. I got the bro. The theme is fire, bro. I got it on my phone. Hopefully YouTube don't get me when I put this on YouTube. All right, so I got the bitch. So I got the burn it down. So they're already like, oh, where do you hear that at, bro? So it goes a little further. Let me. Oh. Then a little breakdown. Turn it down. So it's, you know, got a little, you know what I'm saying, sequence right there. And then they're still, whoa. And sometimes that's how they kind of get off beat, because they keep singing it right there. And by the time it actually comes through, then they're off beat. So anytime I see that, I cringe. I cringe so crazy, bro. Maybe that's just the musician in me, but I cringe so much. Another note I put Samantha was looking great, man. But another thing about Samantha, it's hilarious. I chuckled a little bit how she's like, hold on. How she's, especially with Seth right there hyping it up. How she's like, and the world heavyweight champion, Seth freaking Rollins. So she's like all hype, and then goes to, and then all calmly gets out the ring. I don't know. I just kind of chuckled at that. Oh, and I put then she calmly walks off the ring, walks off like an NPC. What does that say? Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, she walks off like an NPC. What's funny is when I wrote that, I was like, I'm not gonna get messed up with the line before, and I got messed up right there. But what I mean by that is like, I'm gonna just show you. Is like when you talk to someone in like a RPG, it's like, hey there, da 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 da, and then you stop talking to them, and they're just like, and they just turn around like they got nothing else to do. I'm about to show you what I mean. Let me turn the damn NXT dropping right now, bitch. Hopefully nothing crazy happened. We about finished anyway. Then Rollins. So look, she's all hype. She's still hype. Then calmly. I don't know if y'all see what I'm saying. But anyways, during the match, we get a nice little belly-to-belly reversal from Drew McIntyre. I think Seth Rollins tries to jump off the rope, and then he catches him. And no. I think they're on the top rope, and then Seth Rollins tries to do something and he reverses to belly to belly. No. Okay, I think it was the first thing I said because I put superplex, then a reversal to another commercial break. So they went to commercial like once or twice in this match, but like it's at a oh shit moment. Superplex, boom, and then Drew McIntyre reverses it, boom, 1, 2, no, commercial. Damn, bruh. And then next thing you know, because I actually wrote on the side, I said maybe Drew wins, then they rematch at the Rumble, then Punk wins the Rumble, or well, I guess the Rumble is the main event, but maybe Seth Rollins comes out later and then they face off, or maybe he calls him out and then they face off, if that's the route they wanted to go with CM Punk and Rollins. I'm not, even though CM Punk, that's my guy, I'm not too really keen on him winning a Rumble. If he wins, cool, whatever, I guess, but whatever. Next thing you know, like, as I'm writing that, after I finish that, literally 90 seconds later, I hear music. I don't know what the music is. Like I said, it's a couple weeks back. I don't know what the music is. And then I see Damian Priest. I know he's Money in the Bank. Walks out, and he's about to cash in. And then Drew McIntyre said, no, not on my watch. Hit him with a kick. Boom. And then the next thing you know, I think he hits Rollins with a Claymore kick. He hits him with something and then pins him, and his foot is on the rope. So when he like hooks his foot back, Seth Rollins' foot is on the rope, and so that initiates the rope break. And then instead of, trying to go for the pin again, he, goes outside, tries, next thing you know, Seth Rollins hits a pedigree on an announce table, and then in the ring hits a curb stomp, gets the win. And then they cut the Damian Priest instead of continuous. Oh, hey, you just got your. He didn't even attempt to continue to try to cash in. He just sat there and was like, "Whoop!" And then the show went off air. And yeah, I put at the bottom, why didn't the Priest still cash in? Granted, Seth Rollins wasn't in like critical condition like other wrestlers have been, but still. But yeah, that's gonna be, headphone jack. That's gonna be it for this one. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. We gon', these are gonna get better as we go, but this just episode 1, man. Even though we had we just gonna call them pre-show joints. But thumbs up, subscribe, stay tuned for the next one, and I'm out. Peace.